おお、うまそう。うん。おいい。
Welcome to hell. No, you're not being deceived. Yes, this is a man with his girly pop feet in the air, with a cat filter on, eating eggs off of his furniture with a spoon. That's 100% what's going down right now. And you're gonna sit there and you're gonna watch it and you're gonna like it, alright? That's there's no other option. Sorry, you're stuck in here. You have to see him make several different food options, including cooking on other pieces of furniture, including cooking estranged sea animals. You're gonna see it all. And I'm dubbing this man the worst chef of Japan. And you might be curious, who is this guy? Well, his name is Haritsu. Real! He's really real. And recently I asked on my community post, what locales, what interesting characters online are you interested in that I haven't talked about? And Micah hooked us up and recommended this fever dream of a man to review and watch. Now, it's going to be an interesting hell ride. I've talked about Cooking with Jack way in the past. This is ramping it up to 11. Now, I personally don't speak Jap, alright? I don't speak it, alright? I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it. So, all you anime profile pictures down below, make sure you translate for me so I can try and understand, because I tried to have YouTube's automated English translations and it was just a mess. I feel like some things might have been accurate, but it's not really important. We're here to see him cook. Now, he has over 10,000 subscribers, over 100 videos, and it follows a very similar routine every single time. He basically pulls something out of trash, puts it into a pan or some cooking device. He'll find eggs, he'll chew up some ingredients, spit them out on top, he'll cook it, and, you know, maybe he'll go grab some other element from some other place, maybe outside, and then he'll taste it. And that's basically the exact recipe that goes on every single one. And it's excellent, and I love it. So, without further ado, let's see his oldest video. And it's looking at him making a whole chicken. So, I sure hope you boys and girls are hungry, because I know I am. So I don't know if How to Basic is still a popular meme to talk about out there. And if you're unaware of who How to Basic was or is or whatever he's still up to, he basically would make these crazy food concoctions, which would be, I don't know, it'd start out kind of normal. He'd say, oh, I'm making chicken pot pie. And progressively it would get more and more insane. And he'd start adding more and more eggs, just throwing around, destroying the kitchen, doing the whole thing. That's basically what he was up to. Now, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Haritsu is also a clone of How to Basic per se. I don't think a lot of what is going on is genuine. It's hard for me to decipher, and obviously the language barrier doesn't really help out with that, but he makes all these meals in a very disgusting environment. It's gross, there's shit everywhere, and that's the one thing that sort of pulls me back and makes me think, maybe this is real. But I think he's at least self-aware, at the very least. And I also think he can speak relatively fluent English. I've seen him reply to comments in English. I've seen him do subtitles in English. So I'm not positive, but there's a chance that he might be English American, English speaking country, or from origin, but lives in Japan. Maybe one of his parents was, they were fighting onto Okinawa, and, they found a beautiful lady hiding in the jungles, and he popped out, and that's how we ended up with him. Now, I'm speculating, obviously, and I'm also going to say, a lot of the meals that he makes, outside of the fact that he's cooking in just absolute filth and turmoil, and some strange extinct disease is going to arrive and just take him out altogether, the meals actually don't look that bad. They're not the worst things I've seen. I've seen chefs like Cooking with Jack try and make things to the best of their ability, and they turn out way worse than what we're seeing here. So, I don't know. We'll bounce around.
Oh, 困ったね。よし。おー、いい感じ、いい感じ。よし。
He really has the manners of 6-year-old me, who wants to eat his dinner as fast as possible so he can go outside and play with his friends. So he's just wiping shit on his pants, throwing it against the wall, sticking it underneath the chair. Who really gives a shit? And he's got Kinder Surprise eggs, but they're actual eggs just coming out of weird red tins all the time. He always has some mystery ingredient inside of these containers. It might be spices, it might be, peppers or garlic or onion, or it might be eggs. Who really knows? It's always a surprise. And I really like trying to understand the environment that we're living in when this is going on, because he's got a piano there. We'll see later on. He has multiple rooms within here. If the trash was removed, his kitchen would be decent size for a high-rise in Japan. So, I don't know. There's a lot to try and uncover. Some of you might know more than I do. So, if you do, teach me. Inform me of what Haritsu is up to.
唐辛子。誰？いただきます。ちっちゃいのから。やつね。熱っ。
Now we're reaching sort of a pile of goop, but we're also reaching the point. He has this series on his channel. Now I feel like a very uninformed redneck American sitting here trying to understand the intricacies of foreign cuisine, because I've had to Google translate a lot of the titles just to see what it's about. So a lot of them are just named after foods. He has Nando or rice or whatever, or egg. He has a series going on that's basically bed cooking, furniture cooking, and it's basically where he cooks a lot of his ingredients on a mattress, on a couch, on a chair. He'll be cooking in bed. I mean, it's hard to comprehend. And, you know, maybe this is my unsavory side coming out, but I don't know. I'm getting Tokyo Drift Akira vibes coming out. You know, I'm not sure if we're dealing with some multi-millionaire who just thinks it's funny to rent out some slum apartment and post videos online of him going insane. I really don't know. It's hard for me to try and understand. You know, if Haritsu could come in here, speak his beautiful English, you know, try and fancy a tall white American man such as myself, then maybe we could start to understand what the evil mastermind is up to. But if we don't get a response like that, I'm just going to assume that maybe this is just some found footage of a deranged lunatic who is currently bashing his head on padded walls inside some insane asylum. I don't know. We're all trying to figure it out here.
お腹空いたけどベッドから離れたくないです。
Yeah, I bet you're wondering, what's that iron used for? Hey, Saturated. What's he gonna do with that iron? Why does he have steaks sitting in his bed? Saturated, you're not explaining what's happening. What's he gonna do with that thing? Well, why don't I just let him show you?
Oh, whatever.
Yep. We're making steak and ramen, baby. And we're pressing that shit right into the furniture. Right next to our antique box of cigarettes and our ashtray. That's most definitely what is up, YouTube. You can't even begin to comprehend the genius that is going on inside this man's head. And, you know, part of me actually thinks the innovation of taking a plastic container, sticking a red hot iron inside of it with water, cooking it up instead of boiling water, and pouring it over your instant ramen, this man might be on to something. And what he might be on to is some sort of microplastic poisoning, but that's besides the point. You can hear him shrivel in pain as he as the hot water is probably splashing on his head as he tries to pour it. But he's a man of quality. He's trying to, you know, educate us on what the cuisine in Japan actually is. All you anime people that I talked to in the beginning, if you're still here, if you're still typing out your long message about how I should commit seppuku and I should drown in the bottoms of the lake of anime, then I want you to understand, I think this is actually what you're going to see in Osaka, alright? You're not going to be seeing flying Naruto balls, shooting around, blasting buildings apart, ramen on every corner. No. I think this is actually a common Japanese person. I think that's the reality. You're just going to get sucked into the Yakuza.
Oh. 完成。うわ、肉もうまそう。いや。いただきます。うわ。そう。肉。
Eating out of a country crock fucking container. Going hard. Old fucking wallpaper on the wall. Most definitely was up. And if you're curious, Haritsu does have an Instagram and a TikTok to see more content on. Now, I can't really tell if he's just posting the same stuff on every platform, but he has posted relatively recently on his YouTube, so there are avenues for you to see him eat weird, gross concoctions. And I think, this steak isn't really hitting the spot for me. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. It's not the same as cooking on a stovetop. It's not the same as cooking on a grill. All right. The iron, I think we gotta scrap for steaks. All right, Haritsu, you've given your opinion. I'm gonna give you mine. And mine is, we can find a more lethal method to cook this steak.
久しぶりリュウやシンプルでいきましょう。おー、やばいよ。あった。おー。おー、ブツブツ。
Yeah, welcome to hell, YouTube. So this is the continuation, or the prelude to what the introductory clip was of him eating the eggs off of the couch. And, he's just pouring water onto some pleather surface and just cracking eggs from a cigarette container, just right on top. That's most definitely what is up.
お、これいいね。ちょっとカチカチだからね。解凍しよう。これ一つ使っちゃおうかな。あ、これだ。よし。確かここにあるな。あった。よいしょ。
Oh yeah, baby. The egg is making a return. You thought it had left. It came right back. And I want to include this clip to try and examine the food saving locations that exist inside of his apartment. Well, it looks like if you take a nice right turn in the kitchen and look down at your feet, you'll find the pantry. Most delicious. He's got what looked like donuts or something sitting on the floor. He's pulling out garlic out of a bag. And then if you look in his freezer, and mind you, we'll see later, he also has one of those standing, half height freezers that you open up from the top. He's got one of those too, and it's just chock full of stuff. Now he's going hard. He's just storing so much shit in there. I don't know why he's keeping peppers in there. I cook for myself. And typically, when I go to get peppers or anything of the like, anything fresh variety, I'm putting them on a counter, putting them in a cabinet, maybe putting them in the fridge. I haven't been putting them in the freezer. So maybe that's why my meals aren't coming out as top shelf as Haritsu's are.
お、あった。OK。これをまた後で食べましょうかね。いい感じに焼けてるね。パー。
Fucking Kobe Bryant out here hitting it from deep downtown, way downtown, into the fucking pot in the back. Now, when he was chopping up that pork or whatever chicken, whatever this is, with the scissors, I thought he was going to eat it. And I was a bit afraid because I could see how pink it was. I'm like, oh, Haritsu, we can't be having you go out like this. And from what I've seen, he's cooked most things all the way through. So it's not like he's getting weird goop that he's trying to eat around or anything like that. What I do understand, and what I'm gonna make a leap here, all right? And when he's showing off what is probably alcohol cans, beers or something, maybe it's a sody pop, I'm just gonna call him the yellow fucking Fago. So that I can connect these two. I can put Cyrex and Haritsu together, and we're gonna create an ultimate task force of just complete degeneracy. He's on the east side of the globe, Cyrex is on the west side of the globe. We're creating a sandwich of just complete mental retardation, except one is completely unaware of his mental retardation and the other is completely aware. So I don't know, yin and yang, some sort of Asian culture thing, I don't know.
お皿ないかな。これでいこうか。これでいいか。うん、いい感じ。これもうできたかな。うわ。 いいね。これまだ卵残ってるからね、これ。
Yeah, your eyes aren't deceiving you. This might be the grossest part of the entire video. He's eating this meal out of an ashtray that he cleaned with what looked like a Pepsi. That's you know, I don't think you're gonna get any Michelin stars working that way. But hey, what do we know? What do we know? Maybe the slight residue of corn syrup and cigarette ash just adds something to the texture of rice and chicken and spices. You know, I'm not Gordon Ramsay over here. I think we should trust the man every once in a while.
よいしょ。おお、いい感じ。うわう。よいしょ。味付けはこれ。
I don't even know what fucking part of the kitchen we're at now. We're in the plastic bottle storage section of the room. You know, I mean, I'm not well equipped to understand the trash removal system of a Japanese high-rise. I would hope then having to hoard them inside of your apartment is not the best avenue. At the very least, throw them off of your balcony. Throw them to the balcony below you. You know, fuck your neighbors. Who gives a shit? They won't even understand. You know, I think everybody that lives in one of these mega high-rises, I think they're constrained to their singular floor. That's all they understand. Anything that happens from above or below, what the fuck is even going on? That's not even real at that point. So, Haritsu, just start tormenting everybody around you, alright? Don't let them blink without thinking of you.
まだ使える。おお。タレも。
Yeah, I can't miss the fucking soy sauce that we missed out on the couch. Gotta add it back, most certainly. And another element of Haritsu is that he is immune to heat. Now, I've had grandparents that ran bakeries, and as they got older, they would just pull shit out of the oven with their fucking bare hands, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know, sometimes when I'm washing dishes in the sink, the water gets too hot. And I'm like, ooh, that's burning. I don't like that. I need it to be just a little bit below burning and a little bit above lukewarm. That's what I'm looking for when I'm cooking. And this man, he's sticking his hand in rice cookers, he's sticking his hands in hot oil. I mean, he is immune to any of these repercussions, and I think it's because he's the chosen one. You know, we're in the Matrix and he's Neo. Alright? I'm trying to Morpheus his ass.
Oh. うおー、このかびてるところは捨てて、ボニョボニョ。いって。
Yeah, this one's not good, YouTube, alright? I'm gonna keep it $1.50. You know, we've seen some bad things up to this point, but at least he was cooking actual foods back then. He's literally picking off the spores of mold and deep frying them and throwing them into some chili curry paste mix. That's most definitely what is up. You think you're hardcore? You think you're a badass? Let's see you eat one of these fucking things. I think it's mushrooms. It's hard for me to tell. I don't know. I mean, I'm lost for words. I literally can't say anything. This man is going hard in the paint, and I think I'm cool. I'm nowhere near as cool as him.
うわ、やばい。なんかベトベト。 た。おお、すげえ。ピュって。かわいい。きれいきれい。おお。うん、なんとか綺麗になった。オッケー。このみかん中身どうなってるかな。お、中身はまだちゃんとみかんだね。
I warned you it was gonna get worse, and I don't know what the fuck I'm witnessing at this point. I can't tell what the hell he is pulling out. You know, it looks like he is some like rotten piece of beef, and then he goes and gets what looks like a fucking cow snout that has been decaying in the sunlight in his windowsill. But no, no, no. It's some weird foreign fruit that just has weird fucking insides that look rotten and gross and infected. It's revolting, it's insulting, it's piss, it's sick. So if you haven't noticed at this point, my favorite clips of his are when he interacts outside of the camera's view of the food. When he's walking around on whatever the fuck that balcony was or whatever to go get some 4-leaf clovers, throw it on top. When he's opening up his windowsill, when he's digging around his bed. That's most definitely what is up. That's what I'm into, alright? And, you know, me personally, bit too rare for me. Bit too rare for me. I like a mid-rare. This ain't mid-rare. This is raw. You know, it's not looking great. His quality is getting a little bit worse as this video's going on, but I'm hoping he's gonna pull it back in the home stretch.
おい、ああ、やっちまったな、これは。うわ、いや。よし、これだけ使おう。一回火を通さないといけないからな。いらっしゃい。おい。じゃあ、ちょっと一回どいてもらっていいですか？ごめんなさいね。
Now, I'm not a cat expert, right? He has 2 cats there. And the first one, I always thought the ones that look like leopards or like ocelots, aren't those like expensive, right? Part of me feels like we're witnessing a rich kid, you know, maybe trust fund son, just sort of experiencing this degeneracy because he has something to fall back on. I mean, when we saw that picture of him early on where he looks put together, he's probably going to high school or some shit, and I don't know, he has to have enough money to be able to get tattoos and shit, right? And I don't know, he's taking care of the cats, his freezers are full. I mean, this man's living like a king. How many of you can just go walk in your kitchen right now and say, you know what? I'm gonna make some fucking sushi. Not me. I got fucking a rotten apple, maybe some carrots, maybe a chicken in there. That's all I got. Haritsu's got me fucking cooked. I'm done for.
おお、オッケー。このトリュフマヨめっちゃうまいんですよ。もう一回ファイヤー。
Yeah, I wasn't hoping to see him use mayo mayo cheese on top of his sushi roll. I wasn't looking forward to that. He takes a frozen piece of salmon, blow torches it. Most definitely was up. These are advanced techniques. You know, whenever you try and open a restaurant in America, they're going to tell you, oh, you have to have a range hood. Oh, you have to have proper ventilation. They ain't going to let you go hood style up in here. All right? They're going to limit that shit. And that's un-American as fuck.
おお、すげえ見て。うわ、やば。いやー、もう食べ頃ですね、これは。うわ、バッ て、これやばくね。怖い怖いよ。あ、でもここら辺はまだ食べれそうだな。
Do you even want to know what he's gonna do with that rotten pineapple fruit? Are you even the tiniest bit interested in figuring out what's going on here? Well, you're gonna be forced to understand.
おお、これいいね。おお、きたね。
I don't know what it is with Asian people and finding the weirdest scum-sucking bugs of the ocean and consuming them. You know, I don't know what the stingray did to him. I don't know why he has to consume him. I don't know why he has to fry him. But I do know that the landlord is pissed because he's pouring boiling hot oil down the fucking garbage chute, down the fucking piping, just ruining everything. And he has to go get his jack rag to go wipe off the rest of the flour that's on the counter. He's leaving room for some deliciousness.
よいしょ。はい、完成。
And that's most definitely what's up. Grabbing some ferns off the balcony of your fucking dystopian hellrise. Oh yeah, that's most definitely what's up. So once again, shout out to Micah for recommending this guy. Never heard of him prior to this. And if you guys enjoyed, maybe I'll talk about him again in the future. Either way, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.